Hey, what's going on, San Jose Sharks fans? I'm Aaron James. Welcome to a long overdue edition of Shark City Unfiltered, an after party. That's what's up. All right, so first things first, please follow us across the board on social media at Shark City Hockey. If you're watching on YouTube right now, like and subscribe. If you haven't done so already, follow us on Instagram at Shark City Hockey. You'll find the most relatable San Jose Sharks fan content there. And of course, for live game interactions, you can find us on X for game day and during the live action when the Sharks are on the ice. All right, what's up, everyone? It's been an eventful evening. I honestly thought we were going to have another overtime game there, but thank goodness we had some late game heroics from none other than William Eklund. Yeah, that prospect is really starting to shine. Some people were already throwing out there on social media, trust the process, right? The fact that he was in the farm system for this long, it's starting to show on the ice, the positives, right? Of him growing his game. You know, that first year when he was drafted, we wanted him on the ice early. Sharks fans being a little stingy. I'm guilty of being one of them. And, you know, was wondering why he wasn't called up during his time with the CUDA. But, hey, this long-awaited arrival, William Eklund, has definitely paid off. And boy, oh boy, we'll get into all of his stats from today's game and much more coming up right here in just a moment. So let's just start off with the box score here. So the San Jose Sharks hosted the Winnipeg Jets. For some of you old-time hockey fans who are still citing West Side Story, you know, this was a good one. This was a good one for Los Tiburones, for Team Till. If you are maybe a part of the newer generation of Sharks fans and you're not too sure what that is, it's a classic. Look it up. Anyways, West Side Story, Sharks versus Jets. First game of the season, our first battle of the season between these two teams. So the San Jose Sharks will actually play the Winnipeg Jets one more time, I believe. Or was that the last game? I'm not too sure. Let's find out. Anyways. You know what? Let's just go straight to the box score. All right, let's keep this light. San Jose Sharks won by a final score of 2-1. It's just, oh man, I'm loving it. I'll be honest with you, I am loving it. So here we go. Okay, San Jose Sharks. 1 second. Let me get this on a loop. Boom. There we go. Okay, San Jose Sharks. You know, they started out with fury, okay, fast and furious. They came out, I think it was 15 shots total in that first period, but I believe it was 11 shots on goal to start the first 5 minutes of the game. The Sharks looked like the real deal out there. Like, this Team Till is for real, in my opinion, and it showed. I mean, if you didn't believe from the road trip now, a lot of people might have been suggesting, because, you get a lot of back and forth in today's fan base, right? First, it's like, oh, the Sharks were looking good at home. They're home cooking, but they're not good on the road. And then all of a sudden, they start smashing on the road. And now people are saying, oh, pretend you're playing on the road when you're at home. But I think all that's just kind of us kind of being the fans and maybe even spectators in general. Just us, being a little superstitious or a little stitious, whichever you choose. But nonetheless, that's us just trying to find some type of explanation, some type of reasoning, some type of like, how do I say this? Like maybe trying to quantify or trying to get a handle on what the Sharks really are and who they are. Well, there's never been any doubt here at Shark City Hockey. We always believed in our team from the very beginning. And, if you want to see some receipts, we got the receipts. Anyways, let's get back to the game. San Jose Sharks end up putting 32 shots on net, and they had faced 37 shots. So, Mackenzie Blackwood with another casual 35-plus save night. As a matter of fact, let's talk about the lines really quick here. So today the Sharks went with Eklund, Hurdle, and Barabanov on that first line. Duclair, Granlund, and Zetterlund on the second. Those are your top six, all right? I think Duclair, Zetterlund, and Granlund are really the first line, but, pick and choose your poison. Mike Hoffman and Nico Sturm and Justin Bailey were on a line today, that third line. And then Kevin LeBanc, Philip Zadina, and Luke Cunningham were on the fourth checking line. Your defensive pairs today were Mario Ferraro, Kyle Burrows, Nikita Ohodichuk, John Ruta, and Henry Thrun, to everyone's surprise. So, just yesterday, I believe it was, the San Jose Sharks announced that they sent Henry Thrun back to the Barracuda after calling him up and then dressing him for that one game against Vegas. A lot of Sharks fans are kind of confused. Well, nonetheless, it was reported earlier today via Sheng Peng that Henry Thrun was actually taking part on the morning skate, the Sharks practice. So just throwing a little bit more confusion to Sharks fans. So we can just chalk this up as being another one of those general manager Mike Greer roster movement strategies, or what some people dub as a paper transaction. But nonetheless, Henry Thrun was in action tonight. So that was awesome to see him play another game. He was paired up with Kalen Addison. All right, so we had some scratches today. Mark-Edward Vlasic is still out of the lineup, citing personal reasons. So I'm pretty sure that's why Thrun was in there. Still taking that spot. And, everybody else that's kind of, being reactivated and, back and forth off the IR. At this point, it's almost impossible to kind of keep track of. Some other interesting news before I continue with the box score, pardon me, as I kind of go back in time. Logan Couture actually was on, he stepped on the ice today during practice, and he was talking to the local media, saying how he wasn't too sure if he was ever going to get back onto the rink, get back into play in the NHL. So apparently he's going through some stuff. Now, I do want to comment on this, but I'm going to say that for another episode. All right, so back to box scores. All right, nonetheless, Logan Couture, he was on the ice, so I guess you could take that as a, as a positive, but we're going to go back to this game here. It's an after party. The San Jose Sharks won, final score 2-1. The faceoffs was pretty much dead for each team. San Jose Sharks killed off 5 penalties. 5 penalties. That's outstanding. So that penalty kill is still strong for the San Jose Sharks. The only thing is that, on 3 power play chances, they only were able to take advantage of one of those, but it was the one that counted because the San Jose Sharks, via William Eklund, they were able to score that power play goal, and that ended up being your game-winning goal. So, it was lightweight in terms of physicality. So, typically we've been seeing the Sharks throw a lot of the body. Today, it just didn't feel that way. Today, the Sharks played, again, fast and furious. They controlled the puck. The puck movement was freaking pristine. It was so freaking amazing to see them move with speed and with precision and with not just determination, but what's a better word I'm looking for? Like everything that they were doing out there, it just reminded me of a very elite hockey team. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just looked good. It really did. Anyways, as terms of penalties go, let's just talk about the penalties really quick. So we'll just talk all about the Shark side. There's no point in talking about the 5 penalties that are committed against. But William Eklund was penalized for holding. Mario Ferraro was penalized for tripping. Eklund again holding. Henry Thrun for delaying the game, and then Mike Hoffman for hooking. So all that to mention, they killed every single one of those penalties. It was outstanding. Anyways, so let's go into the player stats, all right? So we keep this after party here a little light and short tonight. After all, it is late night here in Sharks territory. So your first goal was scored by Justin Bailey. Justin Bailey scored his first goal as a San Jose Shark. It's his first of the season, obviously. This is pretty outstanding for this guy. It wasn't too long ago when he was on the CUDA, and he was pretty much like, you know, I don't want to say he was uncertain, but it wasn't too like clear exactly, you know, how his tenure would be here in San Jose. He was signed to a contract and then immediately called up a couple of weeks ago, and then you Sharks fans could immediately see and feel the impact that this you know, big-bodied forward has, you know, brought to the team. He's really changed the dynamic of these games for the San Jose Sharks. So he got his first goal as a Shark. Pardon these stats here. They're a little funky, as I just realized I left some stuff for those of you watching the video version. Let me finish this right here. So this second line stat, if you're reading it, is inaccurate, so ignore that on the video version, and I'll update it right now. Bam, my apologies. Some stuff slipping through the cracks here. Again, these streams are live. The production value that I get to put into them, especially after a game, especially after a home game, is just minutes before I hit that live button. So please forgive me for those watching the video version. So it's his first goal since March 10th, 2018. So it's been, they say it's the longest scoreless, or it was the longest scoreless drought in Sharks history. But I mean, do you really count that, since, you know, after all, he's barely been called up this season? Okay, pardon me really quick. This is getting to me. Bam. All right, there we go. The perfectionist is me started to forget that graphic. It's not gonna work my way today, baby. All right, give me 1 second. There we go. That should do it. Boom. Just trying to fix the format on that date. Pardon me. Let me get back on the flow here. So it's his first goal since March 10th, 2018. So congratulations, Justin Bailey. You're finally off the schneid in the pro leagues. He is on a 3-game scoring streak, however. He has 1 goal and 2 assists in the last 3 games. So congratulations to Justin Bailey. He's still coming through for San Jose Sharks fans. All right, hopefully the rest of the slides for the video version are silky smooth, and let's move forward here. Okay, William Eklund, obviously, you know, our star of the night, stole the show with his game-winning goal in the 3rd period on the power play. To be precise, or actually, let me just rewind it a little bit here for those of you who are watching, or for those of you who want the complete recap. That first period, the only goal scored by the Winnipeg Jets, this is noteworthy, was scored by ex-Sharks Brendan Dillon. Dilly. So he scored an unassisted goal, his 5th of the season. So Justin Bailey scored at 9:17 of the first, about give or take 7 minutes. Following that, Brendan Dillon tied the score. That was all you had for the first period. The second period was kind of dry in terms of action. You know, like, it definitely didn't have the I I don't want to say it was boring, but it didn't have the excitement like that first period, right? Things seemed to kind of level out in that second period. The Sharks, they were bringing it, and Winnipeg got themselves some opportunities as some penalties were called against us in that first period, and they kind of brought themselves back into the game. So, as I mentioned, shots on goal were 15 apiece by the end of the first period. At the end of the second period, shots favored the San Jose Sharks 13-10. So there were still some quality chances. It's just the game definitely kind of, the flow kind of started to even out, smooth out. It wasn't as fast and as, as thrilling as those first, that first period started out. So moving forward, back to William Eklund, pardon me. This happened in the third period, late in the third period on the power play, 15 minutes and 9 seconds of the third period. A beautiful slap shot for William Eklund finds the back of the net. I mean, honestly, if you look at the replay, and you could find the replay on our Twitter account, X, at Shark City Hockey, you could see it. He wasn't tapping for it, which I love, because a lot of players, when they get impatient, when they know that they have a seam, when they know that, they have a quality shot and, they're waiting for opportunity, they'll tend to tap their stick on the ice, and then that gives away positioning that draws the attention of the goalie. He literally stood there patiently with the stick lifted, waiting for the one-timer opportunity, and it all really started that third period power play goal. The game-winning goal started when Anthony Duclair poke-checked the puck away behind a goal line. He fed it to Mikhail Granlund. Mikhail Granlund feeds it to William Eklund, who was there patiently, and he was there for a good moment, just waiting for his chance. And he got it. He buried the puck, and that won the game. William Eklund got his seventh goal of the season. It was a game-winning goal. He now has 6 points in his last 5 games. That's his 4th game-winning goal this season. But more importantly, it's great to see that he had such an impact in this game, considering that in Vegas, he stepped on the ice for pregame warm-up and then was automatically listed as, having a lower body injury. So, it was kind of a head scratcher for us Sharks fans. It makes you wonder if he was on the ice the other night against Vegas, if maybe it would have been a different outcome for the San Jose, but it doesn't matter. We won tonight, and the after party continues, pardon me. So let's go on to some other impactful players in tonight's game. Anthony Duclair continues to bring it. That's another player that couldn't help but notice, or couldn't help but feel like how would the game have been different in Vegas if he stood the whole game. Of course, right off of the opening faceoff in the second period against the Vegas Golden Knights, some shady events happened. He took a shoulder to the head, no penalty call, and that was it. We didn't get to see him. He was out for the rest of the game. So glad to see that he was back in there. And again, you can see how impactful he was on the ice. Anthony Duclair all season long has been taking the puck away from the opponents and creating opportunities, whether it's on the with an assist or literally on a breakaway chance. Like, Anthony Duclair is the man, and the Duke brought it again tonight. So he has 6 points in his last 5 games. He had the secondary assist on William Eklund's goal, and that happened on the power play. So he had 3 minutes and 39 seconds of power play time on ice. Total time on ice was 17 minutes and 13 seconds. As a matter of fact, let's talk about another player who's just been, pardon the expression, but he's been killing it lately. And that right there is Mikhail Granlund. All right, so he got the primary assist on William Eklund's game-winning goal. He played 25 minutes and 9 seconds. And he extended his point streak to 12 points in 6 games, 2 goals and 10 assists. Mikhail Granlund, man. Who'd have thought? We thought. If you follow Shark City Hockey, you know that all off season long we've been talking about this. We've been talking about give these Sharks some time to figure it out. Some of you maybe in the fan base are maybe taken aback. Maybe it's completely like blown away by the recent results. Maybe even some of you who are covering them in the media are kind of tripping out, like, oh my goodness, like, what's going on here? I don't understand. But I want to say this one more time for everyone in the back. I said this back in October, okay? The Sharks 20 years ago started the season 3-6-8-2 before finishing 42-21-12-6. It ain't over till it's over, baby. And the San Jose Sharks are showing us that they are the real deal. Okay, how can we go without talking about Mackenzie Blackwood? Mackenzie Blackwood had 36 saves on 37 shots for a .973 save percentage. That's 28 out of 29 even strength shots that were saved. He obviously stopped 8 out of 8 shots that were generated on the Winnipeg Jets power play. Instrumental, obviously, to that penalty, to killing off the 5 penalties for the Sharks. And he earned his 4th win of the season. So congratulations to the San Jose Sharks. Congratulations to the San Jose Sharks fan base. Pardon me really quick, as I do notice that we have some comments in the comment section. So let's get that going up really quick, because fans here want to talk hockey and they deserve to have their voice shared out there. So let's see. I'm going to read these ones off because I didn't have it up. So we have Michael from YouTube saying, I was there, it was an awesome energy. It's always awesome energy. As a matter of fact, it was announced today that 13, let me go to this one real quick. Pardon. My fault, wrong slide. All right, starting over. Yes, Michael off of YouTube says, I was there, it was awesome energy. And it is. As a matter of fact, I believe the official attendance today was about 100 and some change, over 13,000. So 13,000 plus fans showed up in attendance tonight. So did you go to the game? Hi. Okay, I'm just reading these out. My bad. Did the attendance increase? MacB29, nickname Chomper, eating pucks. All right, so we got a suggestion for Mackenzie Blackwood, nickname Chomper for eating pucks. I'm digging it. You know what? So I'm gonna say this one more time. If you're local to the Bay, or if you're close enough to make that commute, if you're a little bit outside the Bay, maybe Central Cali, maybe a little bit of Northern Cali, $89 gets you that breakaway pass, every ticket to every game in the month. So, yeah, you can find members of Shark City Hockey in attendance for every game. And it did feel, I can't really, how do I say this properly? I can't go and say that attendance necessarily increased, but for a Tuesday night, it was pretty lit. Considering that, it's the holidays, considering that, or it's the holiday season, and there's a lot of people who are filling up shopping malls and filling up their time, energy, and funds with everything else that's going around and be going down next couple of weeks. But for a Tuesday night, it was pretty lit. Now, is that because the Sharks been doing so successful lately on the road trip? I really don't know. I mean, after they won tonight, they'll be on the road Friday against the Arizona Coyotes. They come back home. So I think we'll have to find out the next home game to see if it's truly the success that they've been having recently that's